Hey guys, thanks for listening to Kinda Dating, the comedy dating podcast where influential guests and I break down the dating world and try to figure out why the fuck do we all have commitment issues. Today's topic is the chill girl. Let's do this. Hello, friends. I'm Natasha, Chandel. You're listening to Kinda Dating. Aisha's here with us.
Hey.
What's up? You look so pretty today.
Thank you. I heard I was going to be on camera, so I put on some rouge.
I like your hair in this ponytail, by the way.
Thank you.
Because for all the years I've known you, you've always done the braids.
Yeah, it's usually braids.
But this is like sexy.
Oh, thank you.
Do you feel different?
I do feel a little different because I don't usually have if you're listening, you can't see, but I'm...
Yeah, but why are you listening? You should be watching us now because we are on Spotify as video and YouTube video.
I'm whipping my hair back and forth, which I don't usually do. Well, you can't with braids. Anyways, point is, yes, I do feel a little different, and it's fun.
It's so good. It looks so good on you. I love it.
Thank you.
Well, it's a bittersweet occasion.
Yes,
it's nice to have you back, but we're not talking about the greatest subject again.
Yes.
We're talking about the chill girl today.
Right.
How would we define the chill girl?
So the chill girl, AKA the cool girl, is the girl. And by the way, this could also be guys because we'll probably talk about it later. But I have a lot of guy friends who fall into this category as well. But basically, they're the type that will either get themselves in a relationship or, more likely, to be honest, a situationship. And kind of just let the other person lead. And the whole thing is like, oh yeah, no, I'm cool. Whatever. Like, it's a lot of, yeah, whatever. Whatever you want to do. I'm chill. You know? And the sort of like forefront thought is, well, I don't want to pressure him or her into a relationship or whatever. Like, I'm if it happens, cool. If it doesn't, that's cool too. When in reality, it's actually not cool. They're dying inside. But just to hold on to whatever and like stay liked. I think the adaptation is to be cool/chill.
It's true. So we did this episode, guys, years ago on this podcast, like 2016, 2017. It was one of our early episodes. In the 30s, I think. We're at 300.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it was on cool girl syndrome. That's what we called it. Because back in the day, it was like, oh man, that girl's so cool. She's such a cool girl, But now they say, oh, chill girl is like the new term. But it's exactly what Aisha said. It's like the girl who pretends to be laid back. She's like, I'm not going to nag. I don't want to be too demanding. And going at his pace for everything. So that they like, the partner likes you more because you're like the perfect girl. Yeah. So chill. So
everything is cool. Let's drink a
beer. You don't need to text all the time. We're super independent. She doesn't ask me a million questions about where I was and what I was doing and who I was talking to and blah, blah, blah. But you said a key point is that they pretend to not care.
Yeah.
But we all care.
Well, we care. We care a lot.
We all care.
Yes.
I'm a big carer.
Same.
I care a lot. I care like a motherfucker now. But I think you and I have both been chill girls.
Oh, for sure. I was a professional.
Right?
Yes.
I remember that, Aisha, and I remember myself.
Yeah, totally.
But I remember we just used to be okay with anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it was just like letting the other person lead wherever the relationship was. It's like when they are unavailable, they don't communicate, they don't make plans.
Yeah, that's a big one.
But we're okay with it.
As long as I have something, that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
is that so
holding
sad?
Onto that little piece.
When you
it's
said
so
that,
sad. It hurts.
Gut punch.
It hurts so
but
bad.
At least we had something.
Yeah.
I mean, I just remember letting, dudes message me at like 10 p.m. and being like, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to come over? Hey, we should meet now. We should meet at this bar. And me being like, okay.
Yeah, totally. Rearrange your whole life. You're like in bed.
Yeah, totally.
No, I was ready to go this whole time.
Like, you're like, I'll be there. Yep. But you just act super cool. Ugh.
Yeah, totally.
So wild. What changed for you?
Time, experiences, and just getting over it. And also having a more understanding of why I was doing that in the first place, which I think just comes from a place of insecurity, to be honest. And just giving less fucks about what people I'm supposed to be dating think in that sort of realm, you know?
Yeah, because I think like there's so many layers to this chill girl vibe right now.
Yeah.
And I love that on TikTok there are a lot of people pushing back against it and being like, yo, do not fall into this trap. Because it never works. No. But it is something, and we're going to talk about it from sort of a heteronormative point of view for this, but it tends to be more perpetuated by men. I feel like the idea of this other person being so chill and laid back, like a man's ideal woman is
that's true.
Fun, laid back, independent, but like doesn't need him all the time, doesn't text. She just like drinks beer whenever he wants, like is into threesomes if he's into it, totally. Is just like not going to question him when he wants to play video games because maybe she plays video games herself, she's
we'll make a sandwich.
Yep.
When he's hungry.
Yep. Totally. Gives him his burger and his fries and his hot dogs and like doesn't fucking ask a million questions. And it always is about him.
Yes.
Or the other person. And that's sort of the key is like when you're in a relationship or a situationship where everything is about the other person leading. And you're kind of the beta in the fucking relationship.
100%.
But you brought up something where you were like, it's not always just guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what you were talking about, having the ideal of this is the one I want, definitely is perpetuated more by men. But I will say, I know a lot of men who fall into the, I guess, chill guy. I think we used to call him like nice. I guess the guy version is the nice guy, kind of. Yeah. So I think there are a lot of guys that are doing the same thing, that are deeply insecure and are just letting certain women just kind of run their lives. And like I have a friend in particular who is like obsessed with this girl who clearly is not into him in that way. But he just continues to be like, yeah, no, it's cool. We hang out. And like, she'll text me randomly and he'll like drop what he's doing to go see her, knowing at the end of the day that this girl does not like him in the same way. And he's just like torturing himself. And I'm like, wow, I was doing those same things.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. So I see where this is coming from. And I guess this is sort of my first time even experiencing it on the other side. I'm like, wow, this really is a universal thing.
Yeah. And listen, like, I think you bring up a really good point. I think the guy version is probably the nice guy. I think the outcome is a little different because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in your situations with the male friends is like, were they actually in anything, like even a situationship? Like, did they fuck? Did they make out? Or it's just like a guy playing the long game, like hoping
that one.
Because I think that's like the guy version is that like they play the long game, going like, I'm gonna be the reliable one for her. I'm gonna be there for her for everything, and eventually she's gonna learn that I'm the soulmate and not the hot guy that she's banging on the side.
Exactly.
But I think the difference is he's not getting any anyway.
Correct.
And I think in the chill girl thing, usually it's like they're in some situation, they're either fucking or hanging out or something, but it's always at like his.
Yeah,
he's leading whenever they're hanging out, and she's just got to be like so chill and laid back, and like, I don't really need this. Like, I'm cool. She's like, yeah, but it's because like he can message me whenever he wants because I don't care,
right?
But like we all care,
but we care. Moral of the story,
right?
We really do.
But I do think like it still happens. And I still think like, you're right that there are situations where like a guy is in a situation with a girl and she's the one who's like,
yeah, who knows it and is using that,
yeah, completely,
for whatever reason,
totally, and like it's just like, oh, he'll be there like the beta, you know, kind of guy. Definitely happens a lot more to girls.
Yes,
but no, I think that there are a lot of like women who are also like being like very aggressive in a different way with men. So so we're going to try to use the word partners and they as much as we can, okay? And you guys interpret that however the fuck you want.
Right.
But I'm curious like why you think, you said insecurity is one of the big reasons of like why people are doing this. Are there like other reasons like?
Yeah, I think having, I guess it still connects to insecurity, but low self-esteem, low self-respect, not believing that you're good enough for a relationship in the first place, which allows you to take scraps, essentially, because you think that's all you're good enough for, you know? So I think it all encompasses that. I honestly don't even know why else you would do that. If you genuinely believe that, like, I'm the shit, I don't need this, I don't know why else you would go for a situation like that and just, like, let shit flow.
Yeah, because I think, look, you know, we all fall in the trap that we want to be the object of somebody else's affection. Right. And so I think the chill girl is just like, oh, he's going to like me more because I'm so cool and I'm so chill. Yeah. And doesn't realize that people tend to respect people who respect themselves.
Yeah, 100%.
And so if you're always cool and chill, it's like, what do you stand for? Right. What matters to you? That can actually read opposite for some guys. Some guys think like a person who's so chill just doesn't actually care. Right. And so why should they care? Exactly. Because she doesn't care. And so
now you're in that box of, well, that's just going to be there. While I figure out the real, I have this.
Because no matter what, anything that you react to is because you care. Yeah. If you don't react to something, you don't care.
Facts.
Right? Like if somebody walked around and called me a man, I'd be like, whatever, I'd roll my eyes because I don't care. Yeah. But if somebody called me fat, I would fucking stab them. I will stab them.
It's obviously not true. but
I would stab them. The thing is, does this ever work?
Not in my experience. I found in every situation where I played the cool girl, I found myself, I'll just say cheated on because it's easier, even though we technically were in a relationship, but got cheated on, got slept around with, however you want to interpret that as you will. And honestly, I was just tired of that. I was just tired of being not cared about, thought about in like such little regard. And that eventually broke me and kind of broke me out of those ways. Yeah. But yeah, for me, it's never worked.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, like, they think that they're trying to be somebody else's 10, right? But they don't get that, like, most people don't like total pushovers, like, or totally laid back people. As much as you say that you do, you really just don't. Nobody does. Yeah. Like, I would find it so boring. A person would be so boring in my eyes if they were just always available. They had no thoughts, no feelings. They were just like a fucking robot. Yeah. I'd be like, of course you would take advantage. Yeah. Of that person, not even meaning to maybe. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're just like, all right, well, this person seems fine with it, so why am I overthinking this? Like,
yeah, and that's true too. Like, not even to make the other person necessarily the villain. Like, you are allowing them to feel that way.
Yeah, and it's just like, people, treat you. You teach people how to treat you is basically the point. And so it's like, if they're going like, this person doesn't care about themselves and their time and their efforts, like, why should I? Right. But it definitely, like, I've never thought of it to work. I do think there's a balance. Of course, you don't want to be like the super hard, naggy,
of course,
needy, demanding.
Nothing is right. That's the opposite spectrum.
But there's a healthy medium to it, for sure. And I think, like, I had a girlfriend who hung out with a guy for 2 years.
Keywords, hung out.
And she is like, now she's in a great relationship and has a kid and all that stuff. But like when we were in our younger years, she was total chill girl. Both of us were. She was very chill girl, super tomboyish. All our guy friends would be like, yo, you got to be like Red. You know, she's so relaxed, like so laid back. And so she was like that with this dude, 2 years hanging out, to find out he had a girlfriend the whole time.
The whole time?
The whole time.
Damn, that's crazy.
And of course, never committed to her because he had a girlfriend the whole time. And so, yes, they're cheating. They're doing all of that. But forget the cheating part. It's like they were fully taking advantage of her because she refused to have any kind of, like she just wanted to be chill.
Yeah.
And I look back a lot and I go like, I think I definitely was a chill girl in many situations, but I also realized that my relationships ended very quickly because I couldn't be the chill girl very long.
That's funny. Good
like
for you.
I always ended up like,
like
I let them do it for like a couple months and then I would start getting angry and then I would push back and then a relationship ended.
Yeah.
Right? Because like
once you started pushing back.
But it's good.
No, yeah, it is good.
Let them know where you are and what you need.
Yeah.
Because like a big part of being in a good relationship or any relationship that's healthy doesn't have to be lasting, guys. Just a respectful relationship is being able to express your basic needs.
Yes.
Don't text me after 9 p.m.
Right.
Being like, yo, let's hang out.
Yeah. Right.
When I was younger, I used to like
all the time.
I mean, I was also a night bird, so but now my ass is like in bed at 12. Right. But it's like I used to be so okay with that. And then I remembered instead of like telling a guy like, hey, don't message me at 9, I just wouldn't answer my phone.
Sure. Yeah.
So and then eventually I'm like, they got the clue.
Yeah.
Or I just kept acting completely unavailable. Like, oh, I have plans, even though I'm like in bed right now.
Yeah.
Just to teach them.
Good for you.
Not the person to message at this hour.
That's not very chill girl of you.
But I know. And that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
But like, and I think that you're so, oh my God, what you said actually brought back something that somebody told me. Because one of my exes said, and I think what he was trying to say is like, I came off as a person who was like a seemingly chill girl until they got into something with me. And then I had a lot of demands.
Yeah. You catfished them.
I was like, bitch, don't do A, B, C, D, E. Just don't be you.
Yeah.
Again, that's the opposite. That's not what we're saying.
Yeah. No, don't.
But it's like, does it make you sad that this thing is still going on?
It does. Because I remember how broken I felt after the second to the last one, which really started the path of you need to be better, Aisha. And it was horrible. I literally, the way like I manifest stress is very internal. And so I was so stressed, I literally had like a bump in my neck that just like came out of nowhere. And to be so physically just torn down, I hate the idea that anybody else is feeling anywhere remotely close to that. So yeah.
Because of course you would, because you're repressing, right?
Exactly.
The worst feeling for anybody to have is to be repressed and not exist and like not be seen and not recognized, and like kind of what we talked about in the last episode, which was like diminished. And when you are the chill girl, it's like your needs don't matter.
Yes, exactly.
But they do.
Right.
Because your body is telling you that they do. Anytime you're reacting or even getting a little angry or questioning something, that's your body telling you you are not actually chill.
Yeah.
And so if you don't allow it to come out of your mouth by asking questions or expressing how you feel or whatever, it's going to come out through your body in these psychosomatic symptoms, whether it's like a lump in your neck, massive headaches, people get severely sick, they get IBS, they get all kinds of things in their gut especially. Because you're not telling people how you feel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what you want and need in life. Because like a relationship is a symbiotic relationship. It's two people coming together.
Mm-hmm.
And you're allowed to and worthy enough to have
that's it.
Your needs met too.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Again, balance.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to be the crazy person who's like, why aren't they messaging me every 5 minutes or 5 minutes after you texted them? But it's also going, if somebody's not messaging you back for hours, you're allowed to ask them.
Yeah.
Hey, were you super busy? What was going on today?
Mm-hmm.
To see like maybe they had a good reason, then okay, makes sense. But if it didn't and they were just like, oh, I was just playing video games, it's like, you could have just messaged.
Right.
Because I would like that.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear from you. And otherwise I got worried or whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it did make me sad too. Because I was just like, sad. I just love that the same. It doesn't surprise me because I know that we are always
humans, yeah.
The same, yeah. Exactly. Humans are just the same. Yeah. We repeat the same patterns over and over, and it'll always be like that, despite how many podcasts we do to help.
Right.
But it did make me sad that like now we just have a new term for it.
Right.
We're like, oh, cool girl became chill girl, will become laid back girl, will become fun girl.
Yeah. It's just like, and it's so crazy because it is so much more known now. And there's like, people making fun of it. And it's like you talk about TikTok, but like, even with all that, there's still lots of us out here who are like, yeah, but the peace.
Yeah. and that's the thing is like, we overlook ourselves so much in relationships. It's really, really easy to get caught up in our feelings. And when I say feelings, I mean sex and lust and that, because that is definitely the biggest cloud. Because love doesn't act like that, simply put.
Right.
So what is acting is your lust and
ego and all that.
Yeah.
Quick stuff.
Totally. Because like good relationships don't make you feel that way.
Right.
How can people sort of break out of this?
That is an excellent question. And I was kind of thinking about that in the past couple of days after having this conversation with my friend. I think you just really have to work on your self-esteem, to be honest, however that is for you as an individual. And you really just have to know and believe that you are worthy. The right person or people will come to you. And it's not going to be confusing and difficult and hard with the right person, and be okay that we're not going to be for everyone. We're not going to be for that dream person probably. And if that's the case, okay, it's fine. Like you're going to be okay. I think part of the issue too is because we're in a society that so pushes, romance and love and relationships and all of this stuff. And so people, I don't know. And people are romantic people. They want connection. So I can't fault them for that either. But it's so important to be just like connected and confident and happy with oneself. Because like you said, it's two people. So two whole people need to come together and form this like new thing. But you got to be a whole person as well. Otherwise, you'll just like melt away. I mean, that's literally what it felt like.
What, is that how you felt? Oh man, I know it hurts so much, but I get it. I mean, in the worst one that I went through, I felt like such extreme shit. I was just, and when you come out of it, you come out of the cloud, you go like, why did I let anybody treat me that way? Because they always end up with somebody who has. Who is not the chill girl, basically. Always end up, the next person is the person who's not so chill.
It was like, I want this relationship now, and that's usually why it happens so fast.
Exactly.
Right after you.
Or even if they're not saying now, they're confident and they know that person's about to leave.
Exactly.
If they don't step up and be their best self, right?
Exactly.
And so is that what you kind of did? Did you sort of work on like yourself and your self-esteem before?
Totally. I did. And I can't recommend this for everybody. It's not going to work for everybody. But I stopped dating for a long time. I literally just cut myself off and was like, I need to not do this. I need to focus on me, who I am, continuing to be the shit, so I feel good about myself. Or when I am ready to jump back in, I won't go through this nonsense again.
Yeah, the same mistakes.
Yeah.
No, that's super wise. Because again, like, I think one of the other mistakes we make, which I did, is didn't take a break for a long time, was somebody who was like, I'll fix it in the next one. Right. And then you're like, but you didn't get time to like introspect and do the work on yourself. So you just made like an incremental difference, and then that failed. And you're like, all right, I'll try again with the next one. Rather than like stopping and, you know, getting a hold of yourself.
Really doing the work.
Yeah, because I think like what you said is really true, that good relationships are people and with people that love the good, the bad, the ugly of you. They don't just love you because you're chill. They love you even when you get a little annoyed and angry. And those people do exist, you know? Like, those people love that you message them and tell them, hey, I need this tonight, or whatever. Like, people love that stuff. And it's just like, you have to trust that the right person will love all of you. Because what you said was interesting. You said you probably won't end up with your dream person.
Right.
But the likelihood is they weren't your dream, right?
Exactly.
Because once you realize that that person doesn't love all of you, then they're not so much your dream.
Yeah.
Because the dream is that they would.
Right.
They're hot.
Exactly.
And you have chemistry and they love all of you. Like, that last part is also important. We're just always like, they're hot and we have chemistry.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, all these people that I did these things with were like super hot, you know? So it's like, well, come on, hello.
Isn't that enough?
Yeah. What do you mean? Like, this is so good. Yeah.
And I think like there are definitely, again, times that you should be chill.
Yes.
Not every encounter deserves a reaction or a big reaction.
100%.
You don't have to text all day, every day.
No, that's a lot.
You know, but it's a balance of everything. It's just the idea that when something feels off for you, you can express it.
Right.
When you want to hang, they are available. You can say that and they're there. Like, I had such a hard time with that. Like, every time I was always available for when they wanted to hang out.
Right.
And it wasn't even always like a sex thing. It was just like hanging out, like going on a date. It was whenever they were available. And whenever I asked, they weren't.
Yeah.
You know, and I realized like the good relationships that came after, the people made time also for me.
That's important.
You know, or I said like, hey, there's this thing, I'd really like to go do this.
Yeah.
And they figured it out and made that happen. And so you guys can do that. You know, you can make that happen, but it definitely starts with like the self-love.
It has to.
And just knowing that like you're not crazy for wanting basic things.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for whoever's telling you you're so chill and you're so cool, but like that dude is not saying that to anybody else. Like, he might be saying it as like chill and cool, but it's like not a compliment.
Yeah. Yeah. Not really. Not if you actually want to be with this person.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because the thing, guys, is to also remember, like, if you can't be your true self with your partner, like, who are you going to be your true self with?
Right. What is the point?
Who's got the time for that?
Yeah, truly.
But, you know, and it's why, like, you always have to, that's cheesy thing about, like, you want to be with somebody who's, like, a friend.
It's real.
It's that, like, with your friend, you can say what you want and need and be okay. And you know that they're going to be there for you at the end of it. So if the person that you're with just wants you because you're laid back and you'll do everything at their timeline, you might want to think about it.
Yeah. Because you got stuff to do too. I I know you got stuff to do.
Or don't want to do,
or
right?
Just
Maybe
straight up
you just like
do.
don't want to go out that night.
Yeah. That's
You're
okay.
allowed to not do that.
Totally.
I hope that was helpful.
Yeah.
Because, when I saw that trend, I was like, no.
That's so crazy. I can't believe it's trending. Wow. Why?
Happening.
What's going on? Damn.
Fix yourself.
Facts.
So, guys, don't be the chill girl. Learn from us. We were the chill girls, cool girls, fun girls, laid back girls.
Boundaries
for many.
Are so important.
Oh, my God.
Have them.
Yes.
Trust me.
That's what it comes down to. It comes down to boundaries.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have boundaries. Guys, we actually have an episode on boundaries
Look at that.
with Nedra Tawwab, who wrote the book on boundaries.
Period.
So go back and listen to that episode. But yeah, don't be the chill girl.
Don't do it.
It's not going to help you. Or chill person, let's say, down the line. Because even if you're like the dude doing that, you're getting friend zoned, boo-boo.
Yeah, and just walk away.
I feel bad in hindsight because I think a couple guys when I was very young, one in particular who like chased me to New York from Toronto, was somebody who really liked me, but I always told him I was never into him. Right. Always said it, that I wasn't, but I think he was just in his head playing the long game. And so I didn't know that when I would call him, because we were just friends.
Yeah.
And he picked up all the time. I didn't know that maybe, like in hindsight now, I'm going like, maybe I was taking advantage of that. But I don't feel like I was doing it consciously. I was just literally like, I told you a trillion times and we're cool, right? And he said he was cool. So I was like, okay. So then I just treated him like a grown-up and like would hit him up whenever. But then I remember he came all the way to New York for me from Toronto. And then one night got really mad at a club and had like a big fight with me at a club because, I remember now. We were at a comedy show, guys, and my friend who's a comedian, dickhead, and we were in the front row, asked us like, hey, you two together? And he knew we weren't. He knew that guy was like simping, and like I go, no. And he said yes. And the whole audience saw it. And it was like one classic crowd work moment. And he ended up like crying at a club later and yelling at me. And I was like, we've never kissed. I've never touched you. I've always said I wasn't interested, but I feel bad because I know that person's a really lovely, nice person. I wasn't trying to take advantage of it. But it's also like, guys, if you're just going to be fully available, like the other person just isn't thinking of your needs, like, because you've shown them you don't have any.
Yeah.
So if he hit me up, I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Or if I needed something to do and he was available, I was like, all right. Yeah. He's around.
He's down.
Like, I've not
told him the situation.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not thinking about it. And I think that happens a lot, like in the chill girl thing too. Yep, I'm sure the dudes are going, yo, I want to keep it casual. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, it does happen. Yeah.
And then we make him a villain. Yep. But he's like, I told her a trillion times, like, it's casual. And so if you're available, you're available. And he's just not thinking of it beyond that.
And again, that's why it's so important to be self-assured and to have those boundaries, because if these things are happening and you're the other person, you got to know when to stop it off for your own sake.
Completely.
Like, you're literally torturing yourself by doing that. That guy was torturing himself.
And I 100% can tell you that, like, I have always respected people who have set a boundary with me, especially with their time. Like, if somebody, I still to this day, I admire the fuck out of people who are like, oh, I have a heart out somewhere. I'm just like, yes, I love that you said it and I will make this happen. Because it just feels so self-assured. It feels confident. And so I think, like, if you want a relationship and this person's not giving you a relationship and you're just sitting back going like, oh, I'll just be so chill and eventually he'll realize he wants to be in a relationship with me. It's like, you're fooling yourself. Yeah. Like, tell somebody what you want. Or if you don't want to even tell somebody, just have your own personal cutoff and go, hey, this is the max I can take this. 5 months, 6 months. Oh my God. But, you know, like, of
whatever
nothing,
that is for you,
no label, and then and see, like, if you're still really, truly feeling good about it, okay.
Yeah.
But most likely you're not.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
You're human and we love you.
Yes, we do. It's true.
So believe in yourself.
Yay.
Aisha, thank you so much for doing this today. I feel like this was a nice, easy episode.
Yeah, a little catharsis.
Yeah, right?
On. Yes.
I'm so glad that you're in a good spot.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
Much better, for sure.
And I love it. Every time that we talk, you're always like, I'm the shit. I'm like, yeah, you are.
And that's really, you really just have to keep saying that.
Because you are. You totally are.
Thank you.
But I respect when people say that because I'm like, it shows that you love yourself and that is hard to say out loud and you deserve that.
100%.
And then people respect you because of that.
Yep.
So.
And if they don't, fuck them.
Yes.
Sorry.
Bye. Aisha, thanks so much for being on the podcast today.
You so
How can everyone find you as always?
You all can find me at Aisha Says Dance everywhere.
I'm at Natasha Chandel on Instagram and Facebook, Natasha.Chandel on TikTok. Also, guys, follow Kinda Dating. We're at Kinda Dating on all the social medias. We have our new YouTube channel out, so please subscribe there. You'll see the subscribe button through this video pop up a bunch, so please subscribe. We're also on Spotify as a video podcast, so just look at our pretty faces sometimes. But you can also just keep it running in the back, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But subscribe and follow, please. Thank you guys for downloading this episode. If you like something you heard, please screenshot this episode and tag us on social media. Finally.
I know it's hard out there, but just try.
Till next time.
Yay.